You're most welcome to Academic Platform YouTube channel. This is a platform where we share our views in order to educate, sensitize, and mentor our community. So today we are on the third program whereby we are going to discuss a very sensitive issue that is affecting our community. And I'm called Okwete Musam, the host for our today's discussion. So you are most welcome. Before I can give out our area of discussion, with me I have my colleagues that were here who will help us discuss this sensitive issue that is affecting our society. I think they'll be able to introduce themselves.
This called me Officer Juliet as a member of this discussion.
Call me Abio Dennis.
Thank you for that introduction. These are our discussants for today's program. As I said earlier, all is a platform intended to educate, mentor, and sensitize our society about the issues that is affecting us in the community. Now, our point of discussion today is that the struggle for gender equality has not improved the status of women in Africa. I repeat, the struggle for gender equality has not improved the status of women in Africa. Discuss. So that is the point, that is the area of concern that we are going to look at. So I expect you to be keen and observe what you're going to be hearing from our discussants. Now, as you're beginning, I would expect you to highlight our viewers there what you mean by gender equality, because as a layman, you may not know what gender equality is. So I think Madam Juliet, you will help us along that line. Because the question is about you as a woman. What do you understand?
Along that line, if we take the definition, under the definition of gender equality, this gender equality is all about the gender. This means that all the gender are free to pursue whatever career or lifestyle choices and abilities they want without discrimination, meaning both men and women, they are free to choose whatever they want to do, the type of career and the lifestyle they want to live in, and whatever they want to do without someone discriminating them. That is all about gender equality.
Also, by that idea of her definition there related to this, the gender equality, because if you look at what it's describing to us, the freedom, actually it's a free, it's whereby you have your freedom to do something, especially on the side of the women of today. They must be having their own freedom to do things as the definition has described it to us.
So that gender equality means allowing all the gender, all the sexes, that is male and female, to be free to pursue their career, lifestyle choices, and do anything they want without any discrimination. But why is that when we talk of gender equality, we normally focus on women mostly?
Right now, the situation, you find out that women are the most affected because if you will, let's take for example the belief of the African tradition. If you take us to the traditional ways, there's that belief that women, there's a limit for the women to some of the access to some of this, to some of the things we do have. For example, let's take the situations right now with the land. If you look at in our tradition, women are not supposed to own lands. And this is something which is common, and whereby I don't still believe that it's a right thing that a woman is not supposed to own land. And then in the participation of also politics, there's that belief that women are not supposed to participate in politics. It's instead the men who are supposed to do it. So if you look at the gender equality in the current situation, you find out that the women are the most affected than we the gentlemen, because the gentlemen have the freedom. For them, they can speak the way they want. They have the voice, except the women who are voiceless. So I think that is the main reason why the women today are the most considered.
Why do you think you women are the most affected?
Yeah, we are mostly affected along this line because, okay, let's take for example, if you take the old women of these days, it is because those other days in traditional, they were not allowed to educate. Their work was only to do what? To cook, to look after the home, those things. So they were not allowed to go to school for studies. So right now, if you ask any old woman that how are you, what is your name, she won't be able to explain or introduce herself in English. And if you take the situation of nowadays, so because of this, I think it will help the young ladies of these days to catch up with lifestyle of this world.
Gender inequality. So, our viewers there, these are the voices of our discussants. I think we are moving on well. They have been able to tell us what gender equality means and why women are the most affected. So our women there, when you go back, those days women are not allowed even to own land, they're not supposed to participate in politics, education is a problem. So those are the ways through which women were discriminated. And that one means gender inequality. But now, our issue today is gender equality. As you have talked of some of the key areas along gender inequality, why do you think there's need for gender equality in our society?
We do need both sides to give in the ideas how we can develop, how we can grow, how we can expand the economy of the country. But if you are going to only consider the other one side, trust me, it will not help you because remember, at times the women, when you have a woman beside you, this woman can at least bring in a good idea which will bring something that can at least bring development within the country. So that's why we need the women to be beside us as the gentlemen. We need the women to participate in the economy of our country. If we don't have the other sex or you don't have the other partner, trust me, the economy of the country will not grow. Not only even the country, let's talk of the family itself. Let's start from the grassroots here. You as the man, you may think that you can develop everything by yourself, but trust me, it's a lie. When a woman comes in to help you, trust me, your planning, first of all, will change too. The way you will behave, the way you will start planning for yourself, it will change than the previous how you have been. You have been like when you are still the stage of where you are still being yourself. You wanted to get a partner for you by yourself. So it will show a difference. Like when you get a partner, you bring a partner to yourself. Trust me, this woman will change you. So the economy automatic will change.
When a lady is educated, after getting married, there are some men who deny them the access to work.
The men still have that traditional ways of behaving, you know, that belief. Now, if you look at I try to have interaction with some of the gentlemen. I try to ask, why don't you allow your wife to go and work? Because she's educated, first of all. She has gone to school. She has the papers. So why don't you allow this lady to go and work? Do you know what they'll tell you? This woman is not supposed to go and work because I'm still there to provide for her. Two, when you allow this woman to go out and work, automatic, she'll start putting the eyes out there on other people.
Let me take from that line. Take of that situation where Okay, like I am married and my husband is there providing for me. Don't I have also right to do some work and have money in my hand to also support the family?
But remember, there are others, they're looking like you, but the husband is stopping them from work.
No, that when you have trust for your family, there's no need to do and look out there for something else. Okay, they think there is our focus out there is just to work for our family, not to look at something else.
Within our country, due to unemployment opportunities, and then someone comes out to say there is a job advertisement here, and whereby they say women are the most encouraged to apply for it. Then you find our young girls applying for these jobs, whereby they are taken outside abroad, and then at the end, what comes out of the job they had advertised, they are taken for these other types of jobs. Let's talk of the prostitutions, where they are taken as slaves. They go and mistreat our young girls, our young women. So you find out the human trafficking becomes too much. So I think that is what I would add.
Because the men are not respecting women?
Yes, it is. Yes, because if you look at the human trafficking itself, and then you ask yourself, if you look at what is happening, do you think the perspective of the respecting a woman is really there? It's not there automatic. So for me, I would say it's actually disrespecting of the women.
So what do you think gender equality will do as far as human trafficking is concerned?
I think the thing is, when the rights of the women are balanced, it would really help the women a lot, especially forcing a woman to go and do something which is not of what she wanted to do. So really I don't think
Okay, what else? Why do you think we need gender equality? Why do you think we need gender equality?
Yeah, according to me, we need this gender equality. Okay, special for us women. It is because, okay, let me talk about this line of innovation and productivity. When you talk about innovation, this is like the ability to apply solutions to problems and opportunities to enhance or to enrich people's lifestyles. So therefore, if the women are having that opportunity to have what? To have those, to make them free to make decisions, to create ideas. Okay, let me say, like, when you check in the courts, there's a say, people normally say that when women are now in court, you will find that they will be able to win the court because they can bring a secret from long ago to surprise the people. So at the end, you end up winning the court. So therefore, when women are given the opportunity to help, to give ideas, and also in creative producing things, it also helps to enrich women's lifestyle.
Okay. But we need gender equality also to make the women be innovative. It's like the men have not involved women in most of innovation work.
Of course.
Because they deny them the skills, so there's no productivity. Okay. What else?
To add on that, I think also I want to talk on the side of health, better health. Most people think health is just how you look after yourself, but I want to give an example currently with the most healthy sectors. We have found that women are the most people who are actually helping at least most of the humans in these hospitals we have. Then the men. So when you talk of the better health, because if we look at the current situation right now, let's just take it as the current. These women who have seen the benefits of them, who have seen how they're helping the humans, to at least help one to gain his or her life, because
I think it's like when these women are not discriminated.
Yes.
when they are allowed to do their personal things, they can be able to improve their own health by themselves.
Exactly.
Rather than being under the hand of the husband,
Mhm.
you want this husband will tell you no,
Mhm.
you want something to modify yourself.
Yes.
So acquiring things becomes hard.
Yeah.
So anyway, you're saying even for better health.
Mhm.
And lastly, on the need for
Yeah, let me also talk about peace.
mm,
When you take gender equality, women are mostly considered as peacemaker. You know, when a man can be drunk, coming home, crashing things, as women, since they have a lot of compassion, they can come say, no, we take this easy, things will be fine. Now, from there, since they're the peacemaker, things always go smoothly without any problem.
assuming they're discriminated, what happens with the peace?
Discriminated.
What happens with the peace?
Automatically, since they have peace from their heart.
Now, let me say your husband has took you from work. What will happen along the line of peace?
Automatic, I think.
No,
the
it's-
woman will live.
You just have to agree of that. You have no choice.
But now they are violating your right as a woman. They are violating your right as a woman.
So long as he provides.
So anyway, there are also others that we are saying we need gender equality to save the lives. I think the lives of the women.
Yeah.
I think because of gender inequality, there is rampant GBV. It's what we call gender-based violence. At least when there is a gender equality, the man will be able to respect a woman, the woman will be able to respect the man. At least the lives will be able to be saved. What about the children? The children will be well taken care of. That's why we need gender equality also. Gender equality. Now, if there is inequality, you are there separating. Always there is a problem in the house. How will take care of the children? Plus, many others. Now, those are the reasons of need for gender equality. Gender equality. But how can we make it a reality?
Basically, if you look at how we can make this to become a reality, we need to consider the education sector. It's time now that we start engaging our young girls, the young ladies, into the education system, for sure. Because if we're not going to involve them in education system, then it's still going to be the so-called gender equality. It's just going to remain by words in our mouth. If we keep on talking gender equality, and then at the end we don't do it in the action part, we don't react, we don't put a sign that we are really trying to promote gender equality without engaging these women, then that means we are totally doing nothing. So the right thing is we need to start engaging them into education, whereby we allow each and every young girl or a lady to have that opportunity to go to the different schools, to have at least or to learn something to get for herself, to have that benefit of it at the end. This person, the woman, can become someone or can at least be able to support her family, the brothers and sisters in the coming future. So education would be one of them. Also, the other would be, I would say, leadership. It's time that we involve our women in the leadership. We allow them to participate in the politics. Because some of us still have the ideology that politics is only for the men, but which I don't even agree. It's time we allow them to start involving themselves into the leadership. If you look at the current situation I want to use our country with the leadership. If you look at the top, you start from the top and then you come down here, you find out that there are very few ladies who have the top positions. So it's time that we involve these women so that it will show that we are really promoting gender equality. Because if you have, for example, the president is a gentleman, make the vice to become a woman. So this will really indicate that the gender equality is there. We are promoting it. So this is what I want to say, that we should start engaging them into leadership. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, coming back to our last area of discussion today. We have struggled to make the gender equality become reality. We are advocating for gender equality in our society, but we are saying that the struggle for gender equality has not improved the status of women in Africa. How has it not improved the status of women? Remember, as you have said now, due to gender equality advocacy, nowadays most of the women are now ladies, they're in schools. Others even are now in leadership roles. They have been allowed women to participate in politics. They've been allowed women now to make decisions even amongst men, which was not there. But still, it has not improved the status of women in Africa.
The sensitization of the women is not yet enough. These women have not been sensitized enough yet concerning the gender equality, much as they have been allowed to participate in some of these activities. Right now, they have the freedom to education system. If right now we do have female teachers. You go to the politics, we have women who are participating. For example, we have right now the Speaker Skadaga. We do have also the Ministry of Health. You go to that is Acheng. Actually we have top women holding position, but we still have the sensitization of the women. It is still lacking. We find out that most of these women, they have not yet been sensitized. The lack of that education. So I think we need to keep educating them so that we give them more courage, and then at the end we can see that they have been improved on the side of the gender equality.
Yeah.
We have struggled to promote gender equality, but still it has not improved the status of women. This one said because there's no much sensitization. There's one. Two?
Two is there's no much freedom for these women because they are still hold on somewhere alongside in marriage. They are still hold on that you are not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do this. So because of that, they're not free to do whatever they want to do. They still don't have much opportunity to do whatever they want to do.
That's why you think it has not yet improved their status.
Yes, that's not yet improved it all.
Along the marital line.
Yeah.
No much freedom still.
Yes.
When it comes to marriage. Very soon.
I love the comment she has given, but much as for me as a gentleman, I will not buy her idea. First of all, I will not buy that idea, saying that there's still time, because I want to add something. If you look at the current situation right now, at least these women have been given enough freedom. They have their freedoms, but it's just for me, I would say some of them are just, I don't know, let me keep that word. Otherwise for them, they have the freedom. I also want to, I think, still have the argumentality of the African tradition belief still in us. We still have the old fashion that belief in us that is letting us down. Whereby we rely that a man is supposed to be doing everything in the family, in the community. We still have that belief that the man has to do all these obligations, but which I don't still buy the idea. So the women still have that belief of the African tradition, and which is letting them totally down. It's killing them. So the African tradition, if we can move out of it, and then trust me, we shall have the gender equality among the women and the community surrounding them.
So you mean that the women should wake up?
Exactly.
They should not believe like
the old ways.
Old ways. Yes.
When modern.com right now.
So meaning that still the reason why gender equality has not improved. The one we said is inadequate sensitization. This one said however much the freedom has been given, not all that much.
Yes.
More so in the line of marriage. The women still believe using the old culture.